Okay, folks, problem number one. It says we already put the data into our calculator. So just make sure you agree, the male, female, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian. We already put that into our calculator as matrix A. We want to know if gender and political affiliation are dependent. Test at the alpha 0.05 level. Minimum requirements are met. Okay. So whenever they're asking if something is independent or dependent, we are going to use the chi-squared test of independence. So we're going to use the chi-squared. Now, I don't care if they ask if things are dependent or if things are independent. The null, we must always assume no relationship. So no matter how they ask the question, dependent or independent, the null always gets the word independent. Independent. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. We have a null and alternative that isn't sort of symbols and equal signs. It's an actual sentence. This variable and that variable are independent, and then the alternative is this variable and that variable are dependent. Remember, dependent means there's some sort of relationship. Something interesting is going on. Dependent. No relationship, relationship. Nothing interesting, something interesting. Okay. Our test stat. Okay, we kind of basically did this already, but we're going to do the chi-square test and give it our matrix. So again, we did this test. So let's see, quit, stat, tests. I think it's one of the bottom, so I'm going to sneak and go up. I saved 1 second, see? Chi-squared, not chi-squared GOF, goodness of it, just plain old chi-squared test. Enter. Observed, A. Yeah, I put everything in matrix A. Expected, B. Yeah, you made it for me already. Good. Go down to calculate. Hit enter. Oh, and it gives me my test statistic. It says you have a chi-squared value equal to 10.989. 989. Thank you, calculator, for doing all that work for me. So basically, if we go back in time, remember I was showing you this, how if we kept going through all 8 cells and added them up, so this value would have been 10.989 from the previous video. Okay, degrees of freedom, it says 3. Let's confirm that that's true. There's a formula for degrees of freedom. It's rows minus 1 times columns, did I spell it right? Minus 1. How many rows were there? 2 rows. How many columns were there? 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. DF3. Oh, my calculator agrees. Good calculator. P-val. P is equal to 0.01178. Call it 0.0118. So now we're back on familiar grounds. It's the same game we keep playing. How does your p-val compare to your alpha? Alpha is 0.05, 0.0118. That is less than 0.05, which is my alpha. So that means I would reject HO. And if you say reject HO, then you need to say evidence suggests. And it's all about the alternative. So evidence suggests gender and political affiliation are what? Dependent. So if you like patterns, whenever the question is about independent or dependent, it's always going to work the same. So I don't care if they ask if things are independent or dependent, the null always gets the word independent. Always? Yeah, always. The alternative always gets the word dependent. Always? Yeah, always. And at the very end, either evidence suggests or not enough evidence to suggest the alternative, which is dependent. Did I say alternative? I think I misspoke a second ago. Pretend I said alternative always gets the word dependent. Okay, so hopefully you realize this isn't too bad. Smiley face. Okay. Next video.